Hi all, welcome to the video demonstrating the features of the new SharePoint Metadata Manager and Attachment Uploader tool. This is the version 2.0 of the tool which I will be guiding through in this particular video. We had version 1.0 released around a year and a half back, and we have many customers already using that. However, for the sake of new customers, we'll just go through the entire step one more time. So what this tool is all about, to begin with, this tool sits on top of out-of-the-box CRM SharePoint integration. So for example, if you want to install our tool, you will get it in the form of a managed solution, which when you install will come under settings and then manage SharePoint configurations, the link right here. If you click on manage SharePoint integrations, you'll get two sections here. Okay, so first one is register SharePoint user. Now here you need to provide the username and password of a user in SharePoint who have metadata creation privileges in SharePoint. The user may or may not be a user in Dynamics, but this guy should have the metadata creation privileges in SharePoint. Now once you are done with that, the next thing is like you need to expand the manage SharePoint metadata configuration, and you have quite a few entities here like account, contact, and opportunity. You may be wondering why all the entities didn't come. As I told you earlier, our tool sits on top of out-of-the-box document management integration. So if you enable an entity for document management through out-of-the-box, that entity will show up here. Let's quickly enable lead. So here I am. I can see account is already checked, but let me just go and enable for lead here. I click on lead here, and next it says document libraries will be created. I click on OK. This is the usual stuff that you are so much accustomed with, and I close this out. I click on finish. Now I go back to my settings and manage SharePoint configurations one more time. Now when I expand my manage SharePoint configuration, I can see the lead entity right up there. So I select lead here. Once you select, a couple of options get enabled. The first one that I'm going to walk through is enable for embedded view. Now what this does is like it basically places our SharePoint control on the lead forms. Which forms the control you want to place on is your choice completely. Say I want to put it on the lead and the information form, and I click on save. You get a pop-up here saying like a SharePoint configuration is initiated. Now it does multiple things, including creating some fields in SharePoint and also placing the control on the form. It may take some time. The process is asynchronous. However, to view the status of the operation, you need to go under settings, and again the same menu under SharePoint configurations. You open up SharePoint triggers. This is where you can monitor the operation. So, and you can see that for the entity lead right out here in the highlighted row, the operation is started. Now it may take some time, and whenever the operation is success, the control is successfully placed on the form. If the operation status is error, you will see the error message you can rectify and resubmit. Now coming back to our main page, while that particular control placing on the form is happening, what we'll do is like we'll create a couple of metadata in SharePoint. You do not need to go to SharePoint. All you can do is like come here and click on this plus button. A pop-up comes here. So display name is the name of the metadata in CRM. So I put it to document type. Name in SharePoint. This is the name with which the field will be created in SharePoint. Again, I put it to same document type. Now you have two types of metadata. Okay, one is map to existing values and another is write-in. So what is map to existing values? For example, if you want to limit the set of values for a metadata, or you want the users to select only from a specified list of values, select map to existing values. Once you do that, you see another field called map metadata values to. Here, all the global option sets that you have defined within CRM comes up. I define the global option set called document type, which I'm going to select here. Show in CRM tells me like whether I want to show this metadata on my CRM control. Column order, I put it to 1. It's very obvious what it does. Save and close. Now I am going to create another metadata, which is a write-in metadata. So I select write-in here. So what is a write-in metadata? It will render to the UI as a free text where the user can type in anything up to 255 characters. So I say this is, say, text metadata, same name in SharePoint, text metadata, write-in, showing CRM, column order 2, save and close. Now my 2 metadata is created successfully. So I can go here to my SharePoint triggers and see what is the status of my operation. And you can see it's success, meaning the control has been placed successfully on the lead form. So I go to my leads here. And open up any existing lead. What the tool does is basically it puts a control on the form. It's by default it's named SharePoint. So if I just come here and click on SharePoint, the section is highlighted right here. And you can see it has the fields like name, document type, text metadata, then modified by and modified on. So the first thing that I will do here is like I will click on the upload here. The tool allows you to upload up to 5 files at one go along with their metadata. Right. So here I will just upload 2 files, for example, file 1 and say another file Word doc 1 along with their metadata. First one I select as financial, second one I select as HR, text 1, and then say text 2 and upload. As you can see, the files uploaded successfully. If you want to edit the metadata of a document, all you need to do is like click on this and then click on edit and say from financial I change it to IT, save and close, and the document type has been updated to IT. You have a host of options here in the grid. You have this paging by default, 15 records are enabled. However, you can switch between 15, 30, and 50 records here. You have the search option lying out here where you can search on this grid with the name, document type, metadata, modified on, modified by, and all those stuffs. Then you have the refresh here, which actually connects to SharePoint again and brings in the latest set of files. Not only using the upload button, you can also drag and drop files to our control. For example, if I just go to my download section here and I just drag and drop this particular file, for example, worksheet 1, it says supported file extensions will be uploaded in SharePoint and the rest will be discarded. If you click OK, the file gets uploaded in SharePoint, as you can see, and then you can just click on edit to provide the metadata for the uploaded file. For example, I put it to medical and the document type is uploaded or rather updated accordingly. Another feature of our tool is like unlike out-of-the-box CRM SharePoint integration, our tool completely respects the privileges the user have on the particular record. For example, if a user has just edit permission on the record but no delete, the delete button will not be visible to the user. To quickly demonstrate, what I will do is like I will just disqualify this lead here. As you can see, the lead has been disqualified, means I lose the edit access of this particular record. And since I have lost the edit access, all I can do is like I can just go ahead and read the files by clicking on them, but I cannot edit the metadata, nor I can upload or create any new file. Okay, and a couple of more things. So not only you can upload files, if you have subscription to CRM, or rather Office Online, you can create a file in Office Online and automatically that particular file gets stored in SharePoint. How you do that is using the new button. I reactivated the late, I got my edit permissions back, and as I was talking about, you have this new button. When you click on Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or OneNote, it will actually open up the document in Office Online from where you can save, and then it gets saved in SharePoint as well. So that briefly summarizes the control on the form. Now let's see whether the data that we have actually uploaded is stored in SharePoint. For that, what we do is we click on Open Location here, and it takes us to the location in SharePoint where these files are uploaded. And as you can see, the metadata is in fact actually uploaded in SharePoint. CRM is just showing the data from SharePoint. There are a couple of more steps that you can do from our tool. If I come back to Manage SharePoint Configurations, you can see these two options. One is move attachments to SharePoint once uploaded in CRM, and then again delete attachments in CRM once moved to SharePoint. Now, if you click the first option, what happens is if you upload any document in the notes section of any entity, in this case lead, and the first option is checked, automatically the document will be moved to SharePoint. If the second option is checked as well, the document will not only be moved to SharePoint, but once it is successfully moved, the document will be deleted from CRM as well. Placing the control on the form and removing the control from the form follows the same steps. So for example, if you want to remove the control from the lead form, all you need to do is you uncheck this particular form and then click on Save right here. And once the status is success in SharePoint triggers, the control will be automatically removed from the form. I hope you like the features of our tool and the demo video as well. If you want to try out the tool, just drop us a note at info@xrmforyou.com or visit us at www.xrmforyou.com. We'll send you a trial for 15 days, which is a fully functional trial where you can confirm whether our tool meets your business requirements. For trial and pricing, please drop a note at info@xrmforyou.com. Thanks for watching the video. Have a nice day.